So, kia everybody, what's up? Robett Hollis here. I am just cruising through the streets of AK, about to boost off to my next, but I just wanted to quickly talk about two things. Basically, in the last month, I've pretty much just been MIA, dealing with some had to take some personal time off with the fam. Had a couple of pretty shitty things go down with the fam stuff, so you kind of basically been on lockdown, just catching up with fam, and been there for everyone, which has been obviously really important. But I wanted to talk about two things real quick. One is the machine and one is the team. So basically over the last month I basically took an entire month off, and it was kind of gave me I had a goal when I started my businesses and stuff that by last Christmas, if I didn't need to be there for whatever reason, and if I needed to bail, I could, and the wheels wouldn't fall over. And I think a lot of the time people don't have systems or structures in place, so if they get hit by a bus or if they go MIA, basically everything kind of turns to shit real quick. And for me personally, over the last month, it was rad because basically the team worked epic and things rolled well, so you knew that the machine was rolling awesome, which was really, really good. It kind of goes to show when you've got good systems and processes in place and you kind of implement those things early on, when obviously shit turns tits up and you've got to disappear or for whatever, or if you get sick or whatever else, it was a scary thing of mine. If obviously I'd built up businesses remotely, to know what the team or what the crew could be doing. And the second one was, I think, more important than what type of machine you build is actually what type of team you have that runs it, because you can have the best systems in place, but if your team ain't shit, you're kind of going to be screwed. And for me, lucky enough, over the last little bit, we've built up a super solid team. So with the front side stuff, our production manager Carl and Gary, our GM, which just obviously ran shit, and we had no dramas at all. And with Tim, my right hand man, everything was in place there. So kind of really having a key team in place. And so it's one of those things where I think when businesses are growing, you kind of get a little freaked out focusing on just getting so consumed in your business you don't focus on it. And one of the things I really set out was I wanted to try and have enough set up and in place that if I did have to literally boost off and deal with stuff, which I've had to over the last month, that everything would roll. And it was actually really sort of comforting. So, it was kind of that thing of, you can have all the stuff rolling, but then if it kind of turns to shit, if you don't have the right team in place, it sort of sucks. So, definitely grateful for that, and having to build that crew out over the last wee while, and having good crew around you. If this is streaming, which it should be, check this out. Boom. If I push that button, it's pretty sick, so you can literally control it from there, and I can just do that and then cruise around. Thomas Harding, come for a brew on 19. Yes, I'm literally coming back to the office. I've got another meeting that I'm about to go back to now, so I'll cruise up. While we're at it, the other thing I want to talk about was the team when you're building out is making sure that you're getting the right sort of culture fit of, there was those signs that was like, what would Jesus do? When you're leading from the top down, it's like, what would the boss do? Like, where is the moral and ethical compass to do the right thing, even if the boss isn't there? And I think that actually says a lot around what you're doing and how you're doing it. And then obviously the machine in place, which is probably just as important as well, to make sure that you've got the right systems, the right processes, and everything in place, so you can just sort of streamline it out. So anyway, those are two teams. Is basically, if you got hit by a bus, how long would it take before it would all turn to shit, or could you literally just bail off for 4 weeks without touching emails, phone, everything would be fine? Because I think if you have the latter, you don't need to stress out so much. So I think a lot of people get their perspective mixed up with getting so consumed in all the work shit that they don't actually understand that business is fun and it's all good to hustle and get on the grind. But the reality is, when shit gets tough, there's actually a lot more to life than just grinding away and doing the same stuff day in, day out. So it's it's good. So anyway, that's about it. How good is your team? How good is your machine? And if you've got the right process in place, things can roll across pretty well. So anyway, see you guys later. Back on the mix. Couple of big days playing catch up, and I'm literally heading back to the office up to there. Don't know if you can see it. Don't know if you can see it. Can I zoom in? Oh, you can zoom in. Dude, this thing's sick. All right, see you guys soon. Peace.